They say if you watch this video until the end, you might start hearing whispers too. Daniel had always been drawn to solitude. As a writer struggling with his next novel, he sought inspiration in an isolated cabin deep within the forest. The remoteness was intoxicating, a place where the only sounds were the whispers of the wind and the creak of old wood settling. But solitude had a way of twisting the mind. The first night was uneventful, save for the occasional scurrying of unseen creatures outside. But as the days passed, Daniel noticed strange things. A chair slightly out of place, his notebook on a different table than where he had left it. At first, he dismissed it as forgetfulness, the cost of being lost in his thoughts. Then came the whispers. At first they were so faint he thought them part of a dream. But each night they grew clearer, insistent, forming words just beyond the veil of understanding. Daniel recorded the sounds, hoping to prove himself delusional. But when he played them back, there was nothing but silence. Sleep became a distant memory. The whispers turned into voices, and the voices into laughter, mocking, taunting. He would wake up gasping, convinced someone had spoken right into his ear. The cabin felt smaller, the walls pressing inward. One night he caught his own reflection moving in the mirror. He froze. His own eyes met his, but his reflection didn't blink. It only smiled, an unnatural stretch of lips too wide, teeth too sharp. Daniel turned away, his breath ragged. When he forced himself to look again, the reflection had returned to normal. "Just stress," he whispered, voice trembling. "Just stress." He resolved to leave the next morning, but when he reached for the door, it wouldn't budge. He tried the windows, sealed shut. Then he heard the voice. "Stay." It came from behind him, close enough that he felt breath on his neck. He spun around, but he was alone. The whispers returned, now all around him, weaving into one another like an inescapable symphony. He covered his ears, but the voices found their way in, slithering into his mind. The walls pulsed. The furniture shifted. The whispers turned to screams. When the townspeople found the cabin weeks later, the door stood wide open. The furniture was overturned, deep claw marks on the wooden floor. Only the mirror remained intact. And if you listened closely, if you dared to step near, you could hear him whispering, forever trapped within his own reflection. Think this was scary? You haven't seen anything yet. Subscribe unless you're afraid of what's coming next.